coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square. I saw 30,000 people,
Mr. Gateskoll wasn't there.
coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square.
Saw it all upon the telly, ponytail and slinky slacks, bearded boys and rock and rollers, banjos hanging down their backs,
Coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square.
Heard a politician saying,
And the bombers get my goat, but thank God they're all teenagers, so they haven't got a vote. Coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square.
William Hickey had a nightmare, dreamt he saw a flag that said,
Men and women stand together, man the bomb,
and go to bed.
coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square.
Hark, I hear the church bell ringing.
Love your
The
foe,
parson said,
more in sorrow than in anger, drop that H-bomb on his head. Coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square.
Nelson stood upon his column, high above Trafalgar Square.
Yeah,
He said,
that's Bertrand Russell, I can tell him by the hair. Coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square. Coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square. Heard two politicians saying,
let's pretend there's no one there.
coming down from Aldermaston, marching to Trafalgar Square.
Sydney, rush down to the corner and get me a packet of king-sized.
Filter?
No, menthol. I want to feel like a fresh mountain stream. Tobacco, tobacco, I hate you, I do. Like Venus I'd look if it wasn't for you. But I'll give up the habit, I will even yet, when I've had just one more cigarette. It wasn't the whiskey, it wasn't the wine that made such a wreck of this body of mine. I'll give up the habit, I will even yet, when I've had just one more cigarette. Under my eyes are a couple of bags. I blame it all onto a packet of fags. But I'll give up the habit, I will even yet, when I've had just one more cigarette. My teeth are all yellow and so is my tongue. I breathe through a kipper, I call it a lung. But I'll give up the habit, I will even yet, when I've had just one more cigarette. Nail in my coffin, so pale and so thin, I am a fool to keep knocking you in. You think you can kill me, how much do you bet, when I've had just one more cigarette? I'll fling the packet away, away, 50 times in a week, I say. Fling the packet away, away, when I've had just one more cigarette.
Father was a cupid and me mother wheeled a barrow. I was born in Piccadilly with a bow and arrow. One leg up and one leg down like an old cock sparrow, flying over Piccadilly with a bow and arrow. Caesar came to London town, he saw the girls were pretty. Look at all the Roman noses walking round the city. One leg up and one leg down like an old cock sparrow, flying over Piccadilly with a bow and arrow. Up the river came a load of whiskers long and flaxen. If your eyes are china blue, blame it on a Saxon. One leg up and one leg down like an old cock sparrow, flying over Piccadilly with a bow and arrow. Up the river came a Viking, breathing blood and thunder, found a lady to his liking, then began to plunder. One leg up and one leg down like an old cock sparrow, flying over Piccadilly with a bow and arrow. William came to conquer us, now we got the Yanks. If you look like Davy Crockett, you know who to thank, sir. One leg up and one leg down like an old cock sparrow, flying over Piccadilly with a bow and arrow. Where's me Cockney pedigree? I'm surprised you ask it. Everybody's been and put a bun into the basket. One leg up and one leg down like an old cock sparrow, flying over Piccadilly with a bow and arrow. I got feathers on me back and I got a quiver, just because me father came a-flying up the river. One leg up and one leg down like an old cock sparrow, flying over Piccadilly with a bow and arrow.
I kept my money in an old tin chest till I saw a poster and it said, "Invest. If you want a bank that'll never go bust, then put your money in the Blue Chip Trust. We welcome the small investor. Every man a capitalist." So I wrote to the Blue Chip right away, and back came a letter the following day. 4% in every quid if you invest it. So I did. And I sat back waiting for the dividends. They came all right, those chips were blue, but along came a letter from the landlord, too. "Your rent is going up," it said, £2 a week. Well, I saw red. I wrote them a letter. To Tentacle Limited, that was the name. I wrote damn quick and said it was a shame. But Tentacle said, "Well, don't blame us. We only act for the Blue Chip Trust. They own the property. We only collect the rent." To Blue Chip EC1 I went to ask them why they were putting up the rent. A young man said, "Well, it distressed us, but we must think of our investors." "I do," I said. To pay myself my 4%, it seems I've got to raise my rent. I can't afford the rent, and so I've told myself I've got to go. A small percentage of myself has never had it so good.
bombs are best.
Bombs of peace can blast the west. Hallelujah, bang the drum, blow the world to kingdom come.
God is with us for our guide.
History is on our side. Hallelujah, bang the drum, blow the world to kingdom come.
We will stay in West Berlin.
Keep them out and keep them in. Hallelujah, bang the drum, blow the world to kingdom come.
Christian bombs are made of love.
On our bomb there sits a dove. Hallelujah, bang the drum, blow the world to kingdom come.
We won't leave a single red.
All the bosses will be dead. Hallelujah, bang the drum, blow the world to kingdom come. Down in hell they sing this song. We are right and you are wrong. Hallelujah, bang the drum, blow the world to kingdom come. There's no fun at all for a mixed-up old man, and the older I get, the more mixed-up I am. But the odd-hearted jury all laugh when I say it was watching the telly that led me astray. With a tour-a-lie, a-lie, a-lie. If I was a young man, I'd live a bad life. I'd wear narrow trousers and carry a knife. I'd find an old stocking and fill it with lead, and I'd bash an old lady on top of the head with a tour-a-lie, a-lie, a-lie. If I was a young man, how angry I'd be. I'd make all the newspapers write about me. I'd bury a body in some shady wood, and I'd tell all the world I'd been misunderstood. With a tour-a-lie, a-lie, a-lie. So all you delinquents, so gallant and gay, enjoy being juvenile now while you may. Be mixed up and merry and cosh while you can, for there's no fun at all for a mixed up old man. With a tour-a-lie, a-lie, a-lie.
£7 a week, the gentleman preferred. Daily in the parlour, pass along the word. But turn on the water before you light the jet. McGonagall, you didn't, and I got a room to let. Who broke the bust that was standing in the hall?
Who wrote the dirty word I found upon the wall? Who's been a-swinging on me candelabra too? Mr. McGonagall, I think that it was you. £7 a week, sir, gentlemen preferred. Chapel on the corner, pass along the word. But turn on the water before you light the jet. McGonagall, you didn't, and I got the room to let. My old stuffed gorilla, what did you do to that? Who was the hooligan that trod upon the cat? Why were you singing that ungentlemanly song when you did the holly-golly and you fell into the gong? £7 a week, sir, gentlemen preferred. This is a clean house, pass along the word. But turn on the water before you light the jet. McGonagall, you didn't, and I got a room to let. Standing on the whatnot by bedroom number 3, the little bit of china, and it meant a lot to me. Who sent the whatnot flying on the floor? I don't know what it wasn't, but it isn't anymore. £7 a week, sir, gentlemen preferred. Ladies out by midnight, pass along the word. But turn on the water before you light the jet. McGonagall, you didn't, and I got a room to let. Going to the bathroom, why did you forget to turn on the water before you lit the jet? Goodbye, McGonagall, you went to have a shave. I've bought these nice begonias to put upon your grave. £7 a week, sir, gentlemen preferred. Leave it as you find it, pass along the word. But turn on the water before you light the jet. McGonagall, you didn't, and I've got a room to let.
Good literature, I think a lot of it. Look at my bookshelf, see how much I've got of it. But when it comes to reading, I can only take a spot of it. I'm waiting for the film to come. Dr. Zhivago, everybody's heard of it. I bought that and read about a third of it. Must admit I didn't get a word of it. I'm waiting for the film to come. Got Lolita, well you had to do it. Started well, but couldn't stagger through it. A little bit of sugar on an awful lot of suet. I'm waiting for the film to come. Lawrence Durrell, or do you say Durrell, wrote 4 novels and wrote them very well. But which is which, I'm damned if I can tell. I'm waiting for the film to come. Faber and Faber have a lot to grow about in T.S. Eliot, whose poetry you know about. That'll be hard to make a movie show about. I'm waiting for the film to come. Want to be a hipster? Then you'd better have a whack at reading a book by a cat named Kerouac. I tried hard, but honestly I'm sorry, Jack. I'm waiting for the film to come. Lady Chatterley, what a pretty love affair. Here's a forget-me-not, let me put it in your hair. Couldn't find a single word I didn't know already there. I'm waiting for the film to come. I'm waiting for the film to come.
At 12:30, when putting at the dustbin in the grazing road, I used to stand and listen for the clopping of the fish cart coming with the early morning load. Putting at the dustbin in the grazing road. At 12:30, as regular as clockwork, grim in the lighting of the grazing road, a carter came as blue as a cadaver, with a bone-white wagon and a phosphorescent load. Putting at the dustbin in the grazing road. But late one night I stood upon the doorstep, looking for the candle lamp to wobble up the road. Till 1:30 I waited on the doorstep, but the bone-white wagon never showed. Putting at the dustbin in the grazing road. And now when I am putting at the dustbin, 10-ton lorries rumble up the road. I would rather have a man who looked like a cadaver, for that little bit of horror used to lighten up me load. I would rather have a man who looked like a cadaver, when I'm putting at the dustbins in the grazing road.
I went to work in a big hotel whenever a traveller rang the bell and wanted whiskey and me as well. I told him I wasn't that kind of a gal. Watch 'em, Nell, you never can tell. I remembered my mother's advice. All of them like your sugar and spice. None of them want to pay the price. The trouble is they're awfully nice. Watch 'em, Nell, you never can tell. In 1911 the summer was hot. One young traveller said he'd got some lilac he wanted to put in a pot. I fell for that, believe it or not. Watch it, Nell, you never can tell. So up I gathered the lilac, Nell, for I was an unsuspecting gal. What happened next I never can tell, but sooner or later the lilac fell. Watch 'em, Nell, you never can tell. Oh, what a nice young fellow was he, full of respectability. He bought a ring and he married me, and that is the way that it ought to be. But watch 'em, Nell, you never can tell. 50 summers and how they've flown, 15 kids and how they've grown. Willie is under a marble stone, and now the travellers leave me alone. But watch 'em, Nell, you never can tell. Lilac has a lovely smell. Whenever I look at the lilac, Nell, I think of the Marine Hotel. I know that you're not that kind of a gal, but what you Nell, you never can tell. Under the lamplight in Solihull Street, a man named Maloney I happened to meet. Put the moon in the dustbin. The lilac was blooming, the summer was hot. I was romantic, but now I am not. Put the moon in the dustbin. The nightingale sang when he came to my flat. If I hear it again, I will let out the cat. Put the moon in the dustbin. He gave me a diamond as big as a lake, but his love it was false, and the diamond a fake. Put the moon in the dustbin. Courting in April and yielding in June, blame it all onto the light of the moon. Put the moon in the dustbin.
My mum was a woman, and that's why I like her. My mum was a woman was she. My father and mother, they met one another. They married each other, and then they had me. I can't marry mother, she's married another. I can't marry mother, so what shall I do? I can't murder father, although I would rather. I can't murder father, so what shall I do? The trouble with sex is you're full of complexes. Whatever you want to, you never can do. I can't murder father, although I would rather. I can't marry mother, so I'll marry you.
Love's a thing that's overrated.
Study hard and get ahead.
Many is the man I've dated.
Better take a book to bed.
Loving when the dew was foggy,
Study hard and get ahead.
that's what made my back so groggy.
Better take a book to bed.
Loving is a lot of trouble.
Study hard and get ahead.
Bed and board will cost you double.
Better take a book to bed.
Lads and lasses in the clover,
Study hard and get ahead.
get up or you'll ache all over.
Better take a book to bed.
Loving in the leaky attic,
Study hard and get ahead.
get romantic.
Get rheumatic. Better take a book to bed.
Kiss a man you're sure to ruin.
Study hard and get ahead.
Can't think why the young girls do it.
Better take a book to bed. Socialism in our time was a thing to fight for. Nationalization I'd shout with all my might for. You can have my hammer, Jack, you can keep that sickle. Leave me lying on my back with a girl to tickle. Round and round Trafalgar Square with that ruddy banner. Up the proletariat, up the 5-year planner. You can have my hammer, Jack, you can keep that sickle. Leave me lying on my back with a girl to tickle. I was keen on culture once, Bach and Botticelli. Saw Potemkin 40 times, now I've got the telly. You can have that hammer, Jack, you can keep that sickle. Leave me lying on my back with a girl to tickle. I was red when I was young, it's the same old story. Now I never vote at all, no, not even Tory. You can have my hammer, Jack, you can keep that sickle. Leave me lying on my back with a girl to tickle. When I was on the jury once, I had to read a book. And when I came out of the court, I wore a wicked look.
Oh, tell us all about it, Sid.
The barmaid said to me,
What did the gamekeeper do today to wicked Lady C? Was it in the barnyard, Sid, or was it in the ricks? Or was it up in Bloomsbury from 4 o'clock till 6?
'Twas up at the Old Bailey Gal for 7 hours a day. Me morals were in jeopardy, but handsome was the pay. And many were the drinks I got,
and most of them were free,
because of D.H. Lawrence
and his lucky lady C, who tell us all about it, said.
The barmaid said to me,
What did the gamekeeper do today
to wicked Lady C? But now the trial is over, all my popularity has vanished like the morning dew. Nobody says to me,
Oh, tell us all about it, Sid.
nobody says to me, what did the gamekeeper do today to wicked Lady C?